Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Friday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. We do also cover the big Pokemon news that cards are set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day: what is the laziest Pokemon design in all of Pokemon history? And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is Arizona TCG. If you guys got a ton of graded cards you're looking to sell, but you do not want to deal with selling them yourself, you can send them all to Arizona TCG. They're going to take professional scans. Then they're going to post it to their massive weekly eBay auctions, or you can change it to buy it now. You do have full control, and people trust them with some of the rarest cards in the world. And it's so much better because you get a lot more eyes than if you did start your own eBay store or anything like that, because they have so many followers already. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD25, get $25 off your first submission. And same thing with tag. Use the code BEARD102 to get 10% off your first submission. But all right, let's get into it. We have Mega Evolution Booster Box. This was at $343. Now last sold $308. One low one at $219, but most of them are between $308 to $310. Next, we have the regular Journey Together Booster Box. This was at $300. Now last sold $264, $280, $295, $278. Another one at $299. Let's see what you can get this one shipped for. From a legit seller, $265 plus $17 in shipping. So, about $280. Next, we have the Phantasmal Flames Booster Box. Was at $471. Now last sold $454, $390, $390, $460, $450, $440. And a couple low ones at $400. Next, Destined Rivals Booster Box was at $644. Now last sold $592, $599, and $590, so now below $600. Next, Lost Origin Booster Box was at $827. Now last sold $785, $759, $769. One high one at $815, and the lowest looks to be $740. Next, we have Twilight Masquerade Booster Box was at $363. Now last sold, still got one at $360. We got one at $352, $350. Couple more at $360, one high one at $370, so just starting to drop in price a little bit. Next, we have the Obsidian Flames. ETB was at $330. Now last sold $304. $280 with a small tear. Another one at $302, $295, $305. Next, we have the regular Paldean Fates. ETB was at $568. Now last sold $464, $499, and $475. Next, we have the 151 UPC. Was at $1,255. Now last sold $927, $950, $950. Got one at $900. Got a few at $1,029, $1,030, $1,049. Next, we have the Premium Figure Prismatic Evolutions Collection. The one with the Espeon and the Umbreon. This was at $265. Now last sold $238, $243, $229, and $235. Next, we're getting to some cards. We have the Tauros from Chaos Rising. Was $60 on pre-release. Now last sold $6 and $5. Still dropping. Next, we have the Frogadier. This was at $38. Now last sold $10, $12, $15, and $13. Next, the Froakie was at $55. Now last sold $14, $10, one high one at $16 and $15. Next, we have the Meowth from Phantasmal Flames. Was at $34. Now last sold $26, $23, and $25. We got a low one at $22. Next, the Clefairy from Perfect Order was at $33 also. Now last sold $28, $25, $27. Next, the Wiglet from Scarlet Violet base set. A lot of people did not even realize that there is a Psyduck and Slowpoke in this card, which is kind of crazy. This was at $37. Now last sold $32, $31, $26, $29. And the Psyduck from Ascended Heroes just started to drop in price. Got up to about $115. Now last sold $99, $97, $98, $110. Got a damaged at $70. Another one at $105. All right, we have the Mega Greninja EX Full Art from Chaos. This was at $54. Now last sold $24, $19, $23, $20, $21. I actually sold like 6 of these at my last card show. A lot of people are buying them. Next, we have the Mega Dragonite EX Mega Attack Rare. Was at $64. Now last sold $52, $50, $49, $53. And the Mega Gengar is also dropping. Was at $100. Now last sold $74, $72, $66, and $70. Next, we got some SIRs. We got AZ's Tranquility. This is also from Chaos Rising. Was at $125. Now that's sold 40, 38, 42. Next, we have the Mega Floette. This is at $90. Now that's sold 42, 57, 53, and a bunch more at 47. Next, we have the Mega Dragology. Was at 114. Now that's sold 49, 52, 53. First time seeing a sale in the 40s. Next, we have the Chinchino, also from Chaos Rising. Was at $122. Now last sold 88, 85, 83, 82. And the Mega Greninja EX SIR was at 583. Now last sold 319, 325, 338, 318. Let's see what we can get this one shipped for. So from a legit seller, $320. So definitely dropping. Next, we have the Mega Starmie EX from Perfect Order. This was at $85. Now that's sold 60, 61, 70, 58, 55, 56. And the Terapagos SIR from Stellar got up to 78. Now that's sold 68, 67, 66, and 55. Next, the Mega Zygarde from Perfect Order CSIR. Got a couple sales now below 70. Last sold 69, 70, 69, 69, 67, 68. Next, we have the Carmine from Twilight Masquerade. This was a $78 SIR, one of the most expensive trainers for English. Now last sold 72, 65, 69, 70. A couple more in the 60s, a few more in the low 70s, so just starting to drop. And the Gardevoir from Scarlet and Violet base set. This is at $97. Now last sold 80, 92, 87, 88, 85, 81. Next, we have the Meowth EX SIR from Perfect Order. Was at $199. Now last sold 183, 177, 180. Bunch in the 170s though. This held at 200 for a while. And we even have the Team Rockets Mewtwo EX from Ascended, still slowly falling, got up to $500. Now last sold, we got 400 for lightly played. Otherwise, we got 460, 410, 400, 429, another one at 410, 435. Let's see what we can get this one shipped for. So from a legit seller, $401, and better seller at $410. Not bad. Next, we have the Pikachu. This was at $495. Now that sold $425 for lightly played, otherwise $455, $449, $460, $445. One high one at $530, but most of them are right around $450. And we have the Gold Mega Charizard YEX from Ascended. Was at $675. Now last sold $650, $635, $626, $610, $607. But no joke, these gold cards are holding their value super, super good. It's kind of crazy. And we do have some pre-sales of the new 30th anniversary promos. Here's the Totodile here with the shiny Gyarados in the same card. Market price $36. That card is sick. And if we go to the next page, we got Chikorita at $25. Cyndaquil at $25. Oshawott at $23. Scorbunny at $22. Sobble at $22. We got Grookey at $22. Tepig at $21. Snivy at $20. Yeah, not too bad. I do think these will be a lot cheaper, though. You know, it's going to be just like our other generations besides Generation 1. But I can see the Gen 2 cards holding pretty good value, especially that Totodile. But man, Gen 2 just hits. Chikorita's so sick. And the last couple things on the list, we have the Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks in a PSA 10. Got up to almost $1,300, and now last sold $1,050. This card is kind of tough to grade, though. There's only 9,400 10s and 14,500 9s. And last on the list, we have the Mega Charizard X SIR. Been holding its value super good raw, right around $850. PSA 10 got up to almost 2,900. Now last sold 2231, 2235, 2273, 2300, 2400. A couple more at 2300. So slowly dropping, and you got to think we are starting to be like in the middle of the summer, so we're getting a little bit of our summer slump. You know, it happens every single time in this market. Stuff's not going to completely crash, but some stuff is definitely going to drop in price. Even myself, I have not been buying nearly as much stuff because I've just been so busy because it's the summer. We have so many other things going on, so it happens every time. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Flying Friday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. If you guys want to watch my newest vending video, you can click the one above. Otherwise, I have an entire playlist full of all my other vending videos. You guys can check that out. But all right, we'll see you next time.